We've reached the part of the podcast where we're talking some horse racing, and my boy Trey, one of the co-hosts of the First Wire podcast, is here to share his best bet for the featured race of Saturday on Keeneland, the just the Lexington. Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is called the Stonestreet Lexington Stakes.
Stonestreet Lexington Stakes, and his best bet for race 11, which is a starter allowance. Trey, Keeneland is here. Spring is here. How have you been, my man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just battling through, excited for some warm weather. I'm up here in Chicago. It's been a complete shit show. It was 30 degrees here, and I'm hating life, but no complaints. Keeneland, have you ever been to Keeneland before? I've been to Keeneland once. Have you obviously you live down that neck of the woods. You've been there probably a couple times.
Yes, I've been there more times than I wish to say. I live 10 minutes from the track, so every April and October I'm there almost every day that I can be. I even take personal days to go.
We went there for one of my buddy's bachelor parties, and I'm the guy in the group that has a little too much sauce and then just kind of disappears and just kind of reconvenes. I ended up in the winner's circle for one of the races. I was so drunk. I have no idea how I got there. I ended up getting kicked out, but I had my photo taken with the connections and everything. So that is my key to fame at Keeneland, but we're not here to talk about drunk stories. We're here to get to some picks, get to some winners. Now, for those who don't know, his podcast will be out on Friday, where he's going to preview the whole card with his co-host CC. They'll give pick fours, pick fives, or whatnot, and he also posts bets to X. If you follow him at tserver24, he hit the early pick five, hit one daily double, hit a late daily double for $400 and a pick three. He's posted all this stuff for free, so make sure to give him a follow. Let's jump right into it. Race 9, Saturday, Keeneland. Where's your head at, my friend?
Yeah, so like I said, this is the Stonestreet Lexington. Typically, this race it has Derby implications, but this year it doesn't. All the points have been decided. So the horses that are running today or on Saturday, they're probably going to either run in maybe the Pat Day Mile on Derby Day, or they'll wait and run the Preakness Stakes. So these horses have kind of taken their time. There's some nice horses in this race. The first that I'm going to mention is number 7, Praetor. This horse is by it's Chad Brown. Won his last race by 7.5 down at Gulfstream, albeit it was an allowance race. So this is a step up in class. And if you look at who he beat, Kinetic Control is a horse that is a nice horse for Dale Romans, but he's not that great. So it's kind of tough to take 2-1 on a horse that you're not real sure what he's beat. So the horse that I'm going to actually give you as my top pick in this race is going to be 8, Hypnus. He's 6-1 on the morning line. Luis Saez, who I'm hoping will ride, he actually had a spill on Tuesday, had to go to the hospital, but he checked out, but he's not been riding the last couple of days. If he stays on, I'm confident, but if he doesn't, I might change. But this horse ran in the Rebel and then the Louisiana Derby, so they really wanted this horse to go to the Derby. Didn't get the points to do it. Now they're shortening back up to a mile and a 16th. Local Kenny McPeak is the trainer, so he means business. So I'm going to go to that horse as my top pick.
Now, hypothetically, let's say he can't ride. Where would you go then? Hypothetically, for the people listening, where?
So it would be dependent on who the jockey would be. A lot of the top names are already on mounts in this race. If I needed a backup, it would be number 3, Bullard. This horse comes in from California. So he's been running some really nice races. And a jockey from California, Umberto Rispoli, is going to follow. So usually when the jockeys from the West Coast come in, again, they're only usually riding 1 or 2 races. They've probably been called to come ride their horse. So that'd be a good indication for me.
Now, is there like a certain price point? Like if he takes money and gets down to like 3-1, 5-2, would you like back off of it? Like, is there a price point where it like loses value? I guess that's my question.
Yeah, absolutely. I would suspect there's a couple of horses in there. Like I said, Pride Tour is probably going to be the favorite. So I don't expect this horse to be any less than maybe 5 or 6-1 at his morning line. Now, if he opens up and he's 8-5, yeah, that would definitely turn me away. Now, obviously, when you're betting pick fives, you've got to place the ticket in far in advance, so you're not going to know what the actual live odds are going to be when you do it. So I'm going to take my chances there. But if I'm betting straight up and he's not 5-6-1, then no, I would not be interested in doing that.
Now, I try my hardest at horse racing. I'm nowhere near your level. Sometimes names draw me to horses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the jockey on the 5, Ortiz, and I'm seeing 15-1. Would that be a horse? Like if I'm trying to create value, could he kind of sneak on the board in like an exact and a try?
Absolutely. And that's another Kenny McPeak horse. And that horse has showed speed in his last race and went gate to wire with Jose Ortiz. Yes, that would be a horse that you could definitely key in because he's coming off back-to-back wins. They kind of tried him on the grass. It didn't work. And the race that he won was rained off. So may not have been the hardest competition, but for, like you said, 15-1, absolutely.
Now, for those who are listening or watching this on YouTube, when you say rained off, what exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so the race was scheduled to run on the turf. So when horses enter, say 3 or 4 days before, they're given a condition book. And this particular race was supposed to be on the 16th on the turf. And on the February the 20th, it must have rained or must have been sloppy of some sort. They took it off the turf. So some of those horses that may have been hoping for a turf race end up running on the dirt. They don't always transfer their form. This particular horse obviously did.
Okay. Now we're going to shift our attention to your best bet of the card. That's in the nightcap race 11, the starter allowance for $50K. What is your best bet on Saturday, my friend?
Yeah, so this horse has been running. They were hoping to get this horse into the Oaks. Has been running some very tough races. Immersive and Good Cheer. Those are two horses that are very talented. Good Cheer is going to be the favorite for the Oaks this year. This horse is Sherbini. Irad Ortiz is going to ride for Mark Cassie. They're going to add Lasix for the first time, which is big because you don't know if you know, but they usually add Lasix for horses that potentially could bleed in their lungs.
Okay.
And
why is that? Like
so like they obviously they run so hard and they're breathing so hard. Without Lasix basically can keep that from happening.
Okay.
So if they run in these now that they run in these high stakes races, they are required not to run with Lasix. So they don't usually say in the post or the past performances, but this horse may have bled, may have had some trouble breathing. They get Lasix, like I said, for the first time. A little easier competition than what they've been running. It's 3-2 on the morning line, so the odds makers thinking it's going to be heavily favored. I'm not really giving you too much of a outcast, but
now for someone that hit the pick 5 last time they ran there, I believe it was on Monday. Is this the single? Is this the single in the last pick 5 to close the day?
Well, on the first wire that I just did, I did say that this would be my single because I feel like on the first 4 races of the sequence, you'd have to spread out. I covered the late pick 5 in the podcast, and I basically said, budget purposes, I am going to single this horse.
Now, this is my question to you. Hypothetically, let's say it's Saturday. I'm 8 is my single.
Mhm.
In race, whatever, I get knocked out. Okay. It's race 10. I'm looking at it, and let's say I'm going to bet $25,
Mhm.
3 to 2, 1.5 to 1, bet $25 on that. I'd win 37.20. I'd net $12.5, whatever. But is there, to create value, do you think I could do a daily double?
That's usually what I do, because I hate the way, like you said, if you bet the favorite at 3 to 2, you obviously not getting much. If you add a horse in the previous race, kind of like a parlay in basketball or baseball, you might get 2 to 1 instead, which would be much better than 3 to 2.
Awesome. Trey, I'd like to thank you for coming on. You're going to be on here every week for the Keeneland meet. Excited to have you on here. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, where they can find your podcast, where they can get it, the whole 9 yards, my friend.
Sure. Yeah. So my, as you said earlier, my Twitter handle or X handle is @tserver24. I'm part of the Auxiliary Gate podcast with CC Broadus. He posts all of our stuff on YouTube, on Spotify, Pandora, any social media outlet you can find, we are on there. And if you type in the first wire, it should pop up.
Awesome. For those watching on YouTube, as soon as Trey sends me the link, I will have it in the description below. You can just click on there to listen to it. Appreciate you, my friend. And
yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
We will talk next week, my friend.
All right. Sounds great. Look forward to it.